I think we have come to a point in history where we need to reconsider everything we do. Throughout the modern project, we have been allowing ourselves to arrange our everyday life around linear systems. And I think in the future we need to reconsider this and think about how we can organize our everyday life based on cyclic systems. Because if you have a finite planet and all the life supporting systems of this planet are cyclic to its character, and if you try to run linear system, you will sooner or later run into trouble. And we see a lot of indicators of this right now. Climate change is one of them, toxification of natural systems, depletion of resources. So what we really need to do is to reconsider the way we've organized society and try to think of new ways to do that. And in this film, we will see some examples of how students have taken on different sectors of society and trying to suggest alternative solutions to things we need to do. What the students are showing us is, with the design brief, we have a great opportunity to put in the brief that we're going to do things in a different way. What we're normally doing is that we start projects without considering what will be the result of them. So I think here we can see some examples of an approach which will be more in line with a cyclic way of thinking.
The phrase dust to dust means that we return to where we came from. And I believe that in the future, ceremonial products for funerals has to be natural, with as little environmental impact as possible. And in 2015, I developed a coffin and an urn together with Fono's memorial service in Swedish pine wood. And I took away all the ornamentation and lacquer, etc., and made the annual rings of the wood speak for themselves. And I think they represent life in a way.
The future of indoor cooling presents us with challenges that are new to us in the Nordics. Heat waves will increase in duration and intensity, leaving us with few ways to adapt. Inspired by ancient techniques, I developed Draft that uses wind and water to reduce the temperature in a room and add humidity to a space. I see Draft as a much-needed green alternative for those of us who would like to put the planet's needs first before our own. With products like this, we can avoid increasing our energy consumption and not create any more electronic waste.
So in the future, I believe that we want to move away from the mass-produced scent and be able to have more control over what we put on our body and create local scents. So this is what my project Nära is about, on how you in a small scale could use the resources we have surrounding us, using local plants, herbs to create scents that would have a smaller impact on the environment than the toxic scents that are being made today.
With climate change and population growth, the problems related to the access to freshwater resources are increasing. We need to build a future where water is treated as a highly valuable resource by increasing water use efficiency. I took inspiration from Finnish sauna tradition when I was thinking of ways to wash ourselves with less water. The saunas are often a bit more remote areas outside of water networks, and the washing water is often carried into the sauna. Scoop is part of the tradition. It is used to mix your preferred washing water and to pour the water on you. However, they are nowadays often made of plastics, and the growing amount of plastic waste is another global challenge we are facing. This cast aluminium scoop can also be seen as a material resource. It can always be locally melted and used for other applications. In this form, Kauko is here to remind us of the joys of simple and sustainable living.
The future of healthcare should focus more on promoting the idea of staying healthy and not only curing illnesses. Rather than buying medicine and vitamins, there are simple things that we can do to take care of ourselves and to stay healthy. Ginger and lemons, for example, are known for their great health benefits, such as boosting the immune system, fighting inflammations and infections, helping against nausea, and are great for the metabolism. Lemon plus ginger is a kitchen tool designed to make it easier for people to make their own vitamin boost at home. You simply place the tool on top of a glass. Then you take a lemon and squeeze. And the juice pours into the glass. Just turn it around, and then you can grate ginger directly into your glass. There. And just like that, you have a vitamin boost.
I think for us, when talking about the future of packaging, we first looked into how does it look now and how has it looked for the past decades. And I think there's been a very dominant single-use mindset and approach to packaging design. This probably to ease the convenience for the consumers, but not being very mindful for the planet. And luckily, we already now see a big change in this, and a great demand for renewable materials and more recyclability within packaging. But actually our project wants to move further than that and go from recyclability into reusability. So when we started discussing the future of packaging and what we wanted to aim with this, we actually took a step back and looked more into the past of packaging, wanting to reclaim the cyclic systems connected to refillable packaging design.
Yes, and if you take a glass bottle, for example, glass is a material that has been around for thousands of years. But the later years, we've started treating glass as a disposable product when it was designed to last forever. And we think that we have to start treating not only glass, but all materials as a more precious material again. And the way to do that is to implement and reinstate cyclic systems that supports a refillable packaging solution.
Yeah, so with this project, Tråd and different standardized glass bottles, Tråd being the metal wire crate, we wanted to support this system by allowing for the infrastructure to happen more seamlessly.
Yeah, and we work towards Systembolaget in Sweden, and so it can be changed. The size of the crates can differ depending on what sort of bottles it will hold, if it's beer or wine or liquor. And of course, the system could also be implemented on other markets and in other countries as well.
Yeah, so we wanted to revalue the material and reuse instead of dispose.